Alright, let's see. I'm gonna have to start him over here, and he's gonna taunt everything. Okay, Argenta. I gotta be careful with Argenta, because I haven't finished her level ups yet, because I forgot about this. Alright, so the eagle took off into space. Alright, let's see. So, front line. Bonus to armor. Back line. Plus cover efficiency, dodge, and dodge reduction. Can I rotate? Yeah, I can rotate. Okay.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Don't know if I'm going to use that, but we'll put that there. Alright.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Face the navigator's might.
I can handle this.
Deliver us!
Let's get to it.
They just killed one of their own dudes by mistake.
Show me what you've got.
Okay.
Quiet whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Alright, so I just put forewarning and prescience on all of these people. That would usually take me like 5 turns.
But of course.
Each strike is a prayer. Faith, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I'll do it. Let's get to it. As honor ordained, death is a blessing. I shall not. Killing brings me no pleasure.
So what was this one? Where it hurts. Is he bleeding? Yeah. Where it hurts. That's so cool. So it made like all the bleeding ticks just go off again.
As honor ordains.
Alright, so Pascal has the Cyber Eagle that is currently in orbit right now. So he's got a soaring. Choose an object in line of sight. The eagle stops soaring, lands at that cell, and deals twice its weapon damage to adjacent enemies. If the designated enemy only has a melee weapon, it attacks the Cyber Eagle using their lowest cost attack. If the enemy has a ranged weapon, it shoots using the lowest attack with an additional chance to hit the enemy's allies. Then the Cyber Eagle attacks the enemy, doing more damage and spending 0 AP. While the eagle's in that cell, the designated enemy is obstructed. This ability can be used multiple times per turn, but each time it costs plus 1 AP. So you can basically use this to get enemies to shoot at their allies by like turning them around and stuff. Alright, Muck's turn finally.
War is my muse.
Alright, taunt all of that.
Within schemes.
And let's see, we've got battle mode standby, fight autonomously, Apprehend, which is 1 AP. Nice. Alright, let's see that. And then put it on standby so it gets its own turn after this. Alright, so those guys are taunted. And then Cat goes out and hits something else. Alright, Cassia's turn, and she just recovered some health.
If I may, another foe painted black. Isn't this a job for the Surge?
Killing brings me no pleasure.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's get to it.
That's odd. I taunted them, but then they swung at the dog. I'm not really sure why. Okay.
On it.
Alright, the only person that wasn't in range for the buffs at the beginning was Cassia, so we'll throw buffs on her.
Guided by faith, each strike is a prayer.
Wow, that movement though.
Trust me.
Morning Mutt, morning chat, morning backslot expansions. No T say. Hey Nugami. I don't know, I was expecting one. I'd be kind of surprised if they don't do one. The shivering young servant looks up at you with horror in his eyes. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Every time. I warn them, and then they all go, Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought? Adira spits on the ground in annoyance. Fear not, young man, we took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Your lordship, those guys were, Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Leech Tokara. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this sort of thing happen often around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often, unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to the liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go report to the liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. They might not do it today because it's the 4th. Maybe. You might be right. Alright. And we've got some level ups to do on her. So her main ability is gun. Let's see. When full health, boost to gun. Sure. Solid projectile weapon. Is a bolt gun a solid projectile weapon? I would assume so. Oh wait, she's using a las gun right now. Or, well, I mean, I could just swap. Her other weapon's a bolt gun. Is this a no backseat? You can, I mean, if I ask a question, you can answer, but this is my second run, but as I'm sure you know, the game has many different branching paths. So I'm seeing some stuff I haven't seen before. Bolter is different? Okay. Alright, let's see. Melee flame melts attacks against demons second damage. Plus ballistic skill. Let's see, ready search. Plus chip. Sure. No heresy. Lore Imperium, sure. Firearm mastery. Let's see. 30%. Okay, Bounty Hunter, Master Technician, Archmilitant. Probably Archmilitant. Archmilitant was really good. I think I'm just gonna do that. Let me see, whenever, hang on. Let's see, whenever they use a different type of attack between single shot, melee, or burst, they get +3 weapon skill and ballistic skill for every stack of versatility. If they have 4 or more stacks, they get additional bonus. Okay. Yeah, so she'd want to probably be using this, where she could do single shots and burst. Well, hold on a sec, where's the... Let's do sort by type. Unfading Valor is 6 to 10. Where is the big one? There it is. Ah, that the freaking heretical heavy bolter. Gosh dang it. Okay. All right. Quick save.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Alright, collect all. And a couple more over here. Alright. One more there. Opticon 22. The tall, hunched tech priest... Oh, he actually has a picture. The tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin of his hands is a sickly gray hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance Fleet and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, and donations. Initiating official greeting procedure for esteemed high-value visitors. Glory success to House von Valancius. A binaric Araya begins to flow from the scratched box attached to the tech priest's chest. Requesting information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logisticar Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances and a short series of binaric signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. What is Logisticar Theta? Under the contractual obligation in question, 34.761 Terran years ago, the Explorer Cognizance Fleet received from representative/authorized units of the Von Valancius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tantalian void tankers. The stipulated payment/reciprocal offering from the Cognizance Fleet can be made to Von Valancius assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligation will be fulfilled/archived. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment/reciprocal offering. You waited 30 years to pay up? Execution of payment/reciprocal offering is in accordance with the specifications of the contractual obligation. Allocation of assets from the holdings of the Cognizance Fleet was initiated when the tankers reached the main squadron, 14 Terran years after the initial transaction. The asset allocation process concluded 2.6 Terran years later. Transportation of assets to the Furibunda system took 16.8 Terran years. Final delivery of assets to Footfall took 0.3 Terran years. I confirm I am willing to accept payment. The request is accepted. The sacred machines will be loaded into the hold of your vessel. The contractual obligation Logistic R Theta is concluded. The Cognizance Fleet thanks House von Valancius for its cooperation. I seek the friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested in / considers expeditious cooperation with rogue traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to the von Valancius dynasty. The priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance Fleet will be glad / alternative unavailable to accept any samples of... Wait. Glad / alternative unavailable. To accept any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items, reminder, storage, study, and or disposal of the aforementioned objects with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items is the preferential right of Adeptus Mechanicus. The Explorator Fleet will also accept information about planets in the Coronis Expanse that have not previously been recorded in the Planetary Register. Why do you want information about planets? Omnifaceted study of the Coronis Expanse is the sacred mission / operational objective of the Cognizance Fleet. Information about the planets and star systems of the Coronis Expanse must / will be compiled, studied, and transferred to the holy repositories of Mars upon completion of the Great March of Exploration mission. The process increases the totality of knowledge and decreases the totality of ignorance in the universe. Why are you interested in xenotech? Is that heresy? The Cognizance Fleet finds it reasonable to believe / believes that forbidden knowledge in the hands of the laity causes destruction and violations that go against the Omnissiah's will. Weaknesses of mind and will unleash xeno-heresy, which consumes the laity whole. An example that demonstrates the outlined pattern, a void station in the system of Landgren's Belt. According to data available in the Cognizance Fleet, the heretics on the station have trade relations with Xenos for the sake of obtaining dangerous and pernicious technology. The destruction of these heretics is high priority, but not high enough to demand immediate action. I want to make a trade deal. Medkit, stem, machine rights has deflection gloves. These gloves allow the wearer to parry melee attacks with a ranged weapon using ballistic skill instead of melee. Target designator, whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a Deadeye shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection by 1 and applies +1 exploit until the end of combat, stacking up to 3 times. Okay, so... how do I sell, like, goods from the hull? Reputation tab? So anything that's green they want. Alright, we're level 2 now. When does this unlock? Level 5. Profit factor too low. What? Oh, this right here. Got it. Let's see. Ratobi pattern bolter. Weber? Two-handed... wait, what? What is this? Targets hit by this weapon must pass an agility resistance test or become immobilized for 1 turn. Okay. Alright, so I'm remembering this now. So, you don't spend this this currency behind my head. You don't spend this. You just have to have more than that number. You can take everything. Alright. Let's see. What else we got? Goods. We got a piece of armor there. What was that? Enforcer light carapace. The wearer, if a character wearing this armor will dodge 60% enemy attacks in this chapter. Appears to be an upgrade for her.
There will be no peace in my wake.
So there's like a code here. Ragman. Take this rubbish back to wherever you found it. I won't accept it. Don't even ask. Internal report. I am writing to inform you that 2 days ago the discharge was interrupted by a raid launched by the Anvers gang. In the attack, 3 loader servitors were put out of commission. Furthermore, 1 cargo container, serial number FVDA1161615, was stolen along with its contents. Okay.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Enhanced optics. The Cyber Eagle gains perception and does 150% more damage. Wait, do they have inventory slots? The wearer and their allies are immune to damage from the wearer's grenades.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart, figuratively speaking. My cardiovascular augmentation.
I didn't even realize they had equipment slots.
High blood pressure.
A standard container. Let's see. Leaflet. Now is our time, not theirs. Go to their homes, drag them out of their beds, carve open their bodies like carcasses at a slaughterhouse. The Imperial Navy, Casbalica, Corda, Von Valancius. Their names mean nothing now. Tomorrow will erase them from memory. Go seize power, as much of as you can carry. A and V. Anvers? Rank 5 functionary Alangar Quistorus.
What lies beyond?
Goods. Same thing. The next icon. I like how you sent me a link that has a not safe for work tab. Let's see. The walls of the container have rusted and its contents rotted away. A situation not uncommon for shipments trying to pass through Imperial customs. Father? Oh no. Is this Servitor this guy's dad? Servitors are lobotomized. The container is labeled Destination Janus. It is covered in dust. It must have spent a long time at the docks.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
We need no rules or leaders. We are not an organization. We are a force of nature. Anv. Oh, that's the one I can't reach currently.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed.
Hangar
They
A1.
all will see.
Finest wines from Janus. Strange memo. The holy book by the altar. That void damn customs guy. He's always on duty. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave for a piss? Is he a servitor or something? 3. Guess what? 4. Hanger by the window. Remember to bow to the emperor through the window. The corpse looks horrifying. The victim was thoroughly beaten before being shoved into the crack between the boxes. One of the hands is clutching a blood-stained letter.
My house.
At first glance, these look like standard containers, but their frames have been reinforced and their sealing improved to keep the smell in. These are used to transport contraband.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
The walls of the container have rusted and its contents rotted away, a situation not uncommon for shipments trying to pass through Imperial Customs. They say the Emperor sent his angels here and they used their swords to carve the majestic statue from an asteroid. Life of Saint Drusus, Volume 3. Okay.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Atrium or Shadow Quarters? Atrium? Janus is the agri world that the craft world knife ears call the Lelathan. Craft world knife ears. Is that the Eldari? Lower Imperium. These columns appeared here back where the station was founded, when it was assumed that Footfall would become a wondrous palace in the stars.
Ecclesiarchy temples lack the critical functionality that a void station requires, unlike the chapels of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Amidst the madness.
Pascal, can you open that?
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Yep. The buzzing crowd has closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt. A massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What were they thinking letting that ship dock at Footfall? They're all stricken. No, no cutting. We get their blood on us, we'll be tainted too. Better to burn them. Be quiet, you scoundrel! Hieronymus Doloroso, a priest clad in a simple black raiment, cuts through the crowd like a void ship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right! Argentus starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he's decided to intervene in a street squabble. Watch in silence for now. Reverend, but these are heretics. Real heretics. Their whole planet is plagued. Folks say they all died over there, and why is that, huh? Because they're heretics. The Emperor punished them. We're no heretics, one of the people surrounded by the crowd raises his chin. We ran from the heretics, barely escaped with our lives. And there was no plague on our planet, only the archenemy's minions, a whole army of them. He spits on the ground. And if you want to blame anyone, blame those who abandoned our world. Blame the governor, blame the tech priest, blame the masters of Kiava Gamma who forsook it in its darkest hour. Intervene. What is going on here? Several dozen gazes bore into you. And who are you supposed to be? Well, we're still incognito right now. A concerned citizen, an armed one. I suggest you think well before giving me lip. The rabble-rouser gives you an appraising look. You've got a point there. Yeah, welcome to Texas. I wonder if you can back it up. Silence! You must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates who think themselves bringers of justice? And who are you to pass judgment on others? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. And what's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics! The haggard man's on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear on the golden